Hello and welcome to Anime for Dummies. We look at good anime, bad anime, little known anime, and anime so popular you just want to see it die.
Throughout the history of anime, there have been a lot of landmark shows. Shows which defined a generation. Shows which ushered in new waves of fans, and made people realize just how cool this little thing called anime really is. In 2001, the American anime industry was really taking off. With the success of the Toonami block on Cartoon Network, fans were going nuts over animes such as Dragon Ball Z, Gundam Wing, and about a dozen others. But as teenage audiences turned into adults, there came a need for even more mature anime. Anime with complex backstories, heart-pounding action, emotional drama, and, well, you know, tits. So, in the year of our Lord 2001, William Street, or Ghost Planet Industries, whatever they were calling themselves at the time, took the Toonami block one step further and created Adult Swim.
All kids out of the pool for Adult Swim. All kids out!
That's right, Adult Swim, a block of animated programs just for adults, providing smart, witty, sophisticated animated programming, proving that animation isn't just a kid's medium.
Harass, chicken, harass.
Okay, who are we really kidding? The earliest original programming on Adult Swim pretty much amounted to flash animation so cheap and retarded that only drunken college freshmen would find it funny. But we're not here to talk about American cartoons. Because on September 2nd, 2001, at 10 p.m., American audiences finally got a taste of a truly mature anime. A show which once again changed how the US looked at animation. A show that combined the hard-hitting action of a shonen anime with the complex character development of a modern drama. And, well, you know, tits.
It's Cowboy Bebop on Anime for Dummies.
Cowboy Bebop revolves around a crew of bounty hunters living in the spaceship named, well, the Bebop. They're a team of bounty hunters who travel the solar system trying to apprehend bounties. The series is set in the year 2071, when the entire solar system has been made accessible through massive hyperspace gates. Mars has become the new central hub of human civilization, after the explosion of an experimental hyperspace gateway in 2022, which destroyed the moon, resulting in meteorite bombardments which decimated a large portion of the Earth. As a result, many survivors abandoned the barely habitable planet to colonize the inner planets, the asteroid belt, and the moons of Jupiter. Throughout the solar system, interplanetary crime syndicates exert their influence over the government and the inner solar system police, limiting their effectiveness in dealing with crime. As a result, a bounty system similar to that of the Old West is established to deal with fugitives, terrorists, and other criminals, employing bounty hunters known as cowboys.
But enough of the backstory. Let's move on to the cast.
Our two main cowboys are Jet Black, the owner of the Bebop, and his partner Spike Spiegel. Jet is a former ISSP officer, once called the Black Dog by his fellow officers for his relentless nature. He left the ISSP after becoming fed up with the corruption and red tape of the organization, and turned to bounty hunting as a way to pursue justice. Spike is a former member of the Red Dragon Crime Syndicate. A master in firearms and hand-to-hand combat, he practices Jeet Kune Do and is also a skilled pilot. The quintessential anime badass, he is, without a doubt, the coolest character on the show, and debatably, in the history of anime. I'm not really sure what it is. Maybe it's his persona, maybe it's his ass-kicking prowess, or maybe it's just Steve Blum's voice.
I love the kind of woman that can kick my ass.
But whatever it is, Spike Spiegel just personifies the anime badass in every way. Now, despite his outwardly carefree attitude, Spike is haunted by the memory of his time in the Syndicate, particularly his romantic relationship with a mysterious girl named Julia, and his conflict with his arch-rival and former Syndicate partner, Vicious.
Perhaps, but he was a beast who lost his fangs. That's why he had to die, Spike. And that's why you have to die.
Now, during their travels, these brave cowboys gain new crew members, such as Ein, Edward, and of course...
Faye Valentine.
If Fujiko Mine was anime's first true femme fatale, then Faye Valentine was the one who perfected the formula. A gambling addict with a mysterious past, this buxom beauty joins the Bebop crew uninvited and makes herself at home. While she can hold her own when it's time to fight, this sultry seductress knows how to wrap men around her little finger. Faye's been known to sit back and allow the boys to do the work for her, while she reaps the benefits of their labor. Of course, that doesn't mean she won't throw down when the time calls for it. She's great with weapons, hand-to-hand combat, and she's a great pilot. Oh, and did I mention she's freaking hot as hell? Faye personifies every little sexual impulse that young, hormonally stressed-out anime fans had coursing through their veins at the time. But despite the fact that she appears to always be in control, much of her past remains a complete mystery, as she's been cryogenically frozen for over 50 years after a space shuttle accident, and much of her story involves her desperate attempts to get back her lost memories. Rounding out the cast is Ed and the dog Ein. Edward is a young, eccentric computer genius and master hacker. Also, she's a girl. Okay. While her intelligence far exceeds that of other members of the crew, she is clearly the child of the group, looking to Jet as a father figure and Spike and Faye as a big brother and sister. She gave herself the fanciful name Edward Wong Hao Pepu Tversky IV, but after her father is found, it's revealed that her real name is Franciscos Apadelli. She goes by the name Radical Edward when hacking, and spends most of her time with Ein. Ein is a Pembroke Welsh Corgi, and a former lab animal identified as a data dog by the scientists who created him. The reason for this title is never really explained, but it's suggested that he possesses enhanced intelligence, which he displays in subtle ways through the series, showing the ability to speak to other animals, and even Edward. Despite his enhanced intelligence and comprehension, the rest of the Bebop crew, with the exception of Ed, often fails to notice these qualities and treats Ein as just an average pet. Now, throughout the series, the Bebop crew's past catches up with them, and the series regularly turns to the history of the main characters in flashbacks. Spike's past as a Syndicate enforcer is a major element of the series, while other episodes deal with Jet's previous occupation as an ISSP officer, Faye's mysterious past and his significant debt problems, and Ed's childhood. Now, if you're an anime fan, you probably know how popular this series is, at least in the United States. This series became the first anime title to be shown as part of Adult Swim, and was so successful that it was broadcasted repeatedly for 4 years. Considering that it was a 26-episode series, that means that even if only one episode aired a week, the series aired and re-aired an astonishing 8 times. It was then rerun again in 2007, 2008, 2009, and even this year, 2010. And it will most likely re-air on Adult Swim many times in the future. You know, until of course the rapture comes and just swallows us all. Now, one of the biggest debates among fans of the series is whether or not the show's protagonist, Spike Spiegel, really dies in the last scene.
Bang.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and give my opinion. Yes, I think Spike Spiegel really did die in the last episode. In fact, I hope he did. Why? Because if I heard that Keanu Reeves was going to be playing me in a live-action movie, I would gladly jump into a hail of gunfire. In 2008, rumors began spreading of a live-action Cowboy Bebop movie in development by 20th Century Fox. Producer Erwin Stoff said that the film's development was in the early stages, and Keanu Reeves was later confirmed as playing the role of Spike Spiegel. Since then, the movie's seen little progress, as Peter Craig's script has been sent back for rewrites due to problems with the budget. Basically, they don't have enough money and need to trim down the movie. This, of course, pushes back the release of the film from sometime in 2011 to who the hell knows. Now, I don't know if this film is really going to be any good or not. I mean, it's way too early to even think about it. I'm not even going to make any real comments about Keanu in the lead role. But with all the setbacks and just getting this project off the ground, it's kind of hard to get excited over it. But who knows? Maybe this project will take off, and in a few years, we're all going to be psyched and looking forward to Cowboy Bebop the movie, opening in theaters worldwide. Maybe. But really, even if this movie is never released, or it completely tanks, the series itself stands as a testament to everything that is good and awesome about anime. The style, the complex cast of characters, the imaginative villains and worlds. It creates this universe that fans just want to dive into and explore, and leaves them wanting more. Which, maybe its only flaw. This series has had such an impact on the anime industry in America, but it's only 26 episodes. And there are conflicts in this series that some fans feel were unresolved. Now, I'm not saying they should make a sequel, I mean, that would be silly. But some feel that fans of the show have really overblown this series over the years. And that fans are more fascinated by its legacy than the show itself. But, for whatever reason, this series is a legitimate classic in the anime industry. And if you love anime, you need to at least give this one a try. Seriously, folks. You won't be disappointed. I mean, it's Cowboy Bebop. How much more awesome can you get?
Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all again on Anime for Dummies.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.